Hello my friends, today we're going to add coolant to BMW 328i. Now I don't need to replace the coolant, I'm just trying to add some because the coolant level has decreased. If you have to replace or drain the coolant, that's another video I'll make. But at this point, basically we're going to top off the coolant. Now you need a few things. I'm going to give two tips that are very important, one for your own safety and another for the car safety. And I'm not going to actually hold on until the end of the video. I want you to see them first in case you don't see the video, because those are very important. The first, use only proper coolant. Don't just go for coolant that says any car, right? You need to use a coolant that is made for your car. BMW recommends a certain coolants, and even if you find a coolant that says for all cars, that is not the right one. So make sure you use either the original BMW or a replacement G48 coolant. So that's very important. The reason is if you use any coolant, it might cause rusting or deposits and will damage your pump and other components. Second, use deionized water or distilled water. Very important. Don't just use tap water or the spring water or some mineral water, because they will have some minerals that will cause deposits in your engine, as well as again could cause rusting, pitting, damage to your aluminum, the body of the engine, and then all the fluid components like pump. So make sure you use distilled water. It's very cheap. The antifreeze is going to be more costly than regular ones, but again, if you are using BMW, try to use the best one, because this is not something you have to change every day. And another thing you need is some funnel. This is one I have. Any funnel should be able to do the job. Again, you can do it without a funnel, but then you're going to spill and make a mess here. If you don't have a funnel handy, you don't need to wait for getting a funnel and going to a shop, etc. Just cut a bottle in half, and that basically is your funnel for a temporary one-time use. But again, I don't want to be cheap on my YouTube video, so I got a funnel here. So these things were for the safety of your car. Now your own safety, never open that coolant cap unless the car has been sitting without driving or without the engine being on for at least 4 to 5 hours. Best thing is to leave it overnight. That way it will be cool, right? And depending on how the weather is, it might take a couple of hours or it might take 7-8 hours. At least 4-5 hours you should have it sitting without driving, so that the coolant is not hot. It's very dangerous to open this when the coolant is hot. It could spill on you, you could get burnt, so never do that. So next step is to mix the coolant and the distilled or deionized water 50-50. I'm just using an empty bottle here to mix it. The 50-50 mix is good for most weather, but if you are in a really cold, freezing areas, then the recommended mixture is 60% coolant and 50% or 40% water, but never go above 60% coolant, right? Don't put concentrated one directly into your engine or the coolant input. Always unless the coolant is already diluted, it will be written on the can. Mostly if you are getting a coolant like this, you need to dilute it. So read the instructions on the back, that will help. So at this point I mixed 50% coolant and 50% water. I actually put a little bit more to make it more like 60-40, because this is a cold weather, and this is ready. Now next step is to basically open this cap. So grab a paper towel that will give you better grip, or maybe a cloth, and then rotate this cap, right? So you keep rotating and then let it vent, don't immediately take it off, so that if there are any fumes or anything, they will escape. And then you should be able to turn it and open it. Okay, so I put a funnel here and I'll start pouring the mixture here. After some time you have to lift the funnel up and then pour, so that the float can come up. Otherwise, this funnel is pushing it down. All right, so keep pouring until don't over pour it, so let it settle and see how much space is still there. So there you go. So this picture shows that you need to have level, at least that the float is level up to that cap opening, or you could have it a little bit more here, but not too much. So I have poured that, and I see this is a little bit up here, which is good. So I have enough of the coolant in. I did end up spilling a little bit here anyway, but if you are careful, you can avoid that, and you can avoid some cleanup. Now we have put enough coolant in there. All that is left is closing this, so make sure your that yellow thing is on top of that float, and that close it and tighten it, and your job is done. Great work.